Hello, we're going to take a look at the Praxi Parent Portal. This is a very important tool. If you're not using it, I encourage you to do so. I know I've heard sometimes people have said that they have lost their link or have had trouble with their password. It is not a problem to reset the password, even multiple times. It's very easy to do on my end. So I encourage you to reach out. This tool is also important because the maintenance of this tool, which you can help us out with, will ensure you're getting the emails. So if you're not seeing emails, they're generated from this service that we are using called Praxi. I hear occasionally the initial email or concurrent emails are not coming in. That would be for one of two reasons. That would be our record of your email is not correct, which can be on our end. We might have made a mistake and missed a symbol or something in your email account, or we don't have the right email account, or the email account has changed. So very important, just before we get into this parent portal. I am past the login page. So pretty straightforward. If you don't have an account, contact me. I will send you a link. If you do have an account, or if you're not sure, you've never used it, I can send you a link and that'll talk you through setting it up. Once you get past the login page, which is pretty straightforward, it's like any other login, you're going to come to this home page, and we're going to very quickly just kind of go over some of the key features. The desktop down below here, as well as up above, the menu bar, or the kind of the quick links, I guess you'd call them, and then the full menu bar is over here, which can be easily missed. Now, this is a test page, so there's not going to be any information on it. So to some degree, you're going to have to kind of use your imagination. Now, on starting up above here, on the quick links, we'll call them, you have the logout tab, pretty self-explanatory. You have the message tab. Now, and I'm going to give a quick apology here. That is something that if you message here, it goes through Praxi and it doesn't come to my email. And it is very easy for me to miss these. As a matter of fact, up to just recently, I didn't even know it was here, because if they had trained us on this in Praxi, they hadn't really covered it because it's not a main feature within it. I am looking for it now. So if you message me through this, just realize it's not going to my email. It's going into Praxi, and I have to log into Praxi to see it. The best way to ask me a question, even about something in Praxi, is to send me an email. And if you don't have my email account, just keep alert, or ask me, and I'll I've handed it out quite a few times. I'll give you a business card, whatever it is. But it's just T.Ancona at lisbonfallsbaptist.org. So that's the message tab. The pre-order tab, we're not using it. The lunch tab, we're not using this yet. We're thinking about it. If we were to activate this, you could order your child's lunches online ahead of time. So there's multiple reasons why that might be beneficial. Younger students, or maybe you're just trying to keep tabs on what they're spending on lunch, and you're concerned about how they're doing spending things. You can order this ahead of time. You could also track your balances, your hot lunch meal balance, as well as I think you can even make payments. Now, this is something that we've gone through some early training on, and we haven't pushed this yet. So if you have an immediate thumbs up or thumbs down thought of this, let me know. Because if I start getting, half the school telling me they don't like this, or half the school telling me they do, then I'll push it and we'll get it going. The AR, I will show you what that does. If you click the AR, you're going to come to a page that looks like this, where you can set date ranges and generate statements that show account activity. You can then print the statements over here on the right. It should give you the option of making a PDF or printing to a printer. Again, I don't have anything loaded on here, so I can't really do it. You can also click the make a payment. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because we're going to look at the same button on the home page. So go back up to the quick links and you see the home. We're going to come back here. We'll take a quick look at the desktop. The desktop is divided into 3 or 4 parts: announcements, new messages, account, and you have the calendar. We'll start with the calendar and work our way to the left. The calendar, this is a rough representation of the school year. I will stress that this is the Praxis internal calendar, and we really don't maintain this to any high level. So you might see school vacations on here. You might see single holidays. You'll see when quarter ends, quarter begins. But our main calendar that you should really go to is you should go to our website, lisbonfallschristianacademy.org, and look at our calendar page, and that is the calendar we maintain. Now, down below this, you see the account balance, which at the moment is 0 because it's a test page. And down below that same Make a Payment tab. So you can click this Make a Payment. This is for a single payment, one-time payment. You can choose from ACH or credit card. There are fees for both of these. It's on the home page, on the menu page, not when you first log in. The ACH is 75 cents a transaction, and credit card is 3% a transaction. Other than that, pretty straightforward. Fill out the information, put your amount in. You can review it down here on the right. And if you like what you see, you can submit it. There is a notes box. The way the school operates, honestly, I can't even think of a time that you would need to say a note. And I would simply say this: if there's something about your payment that is really extra special, reach out to me personally and let me know, because we really aren't. There isn't too many cases you'll probably need to do this, and obviously a cancel button. So we'll go back to the home page. We've covered this area here in the center, new messages. We are not using this. We might eventually, but at the moment we're not really using this. Over to the left is announcements. And here we have a few quick links or quick guides, adding new student contact information. This would be new family links if you want to add a family member or a friend for emergency contact, editing contact information. It talks you through how to do this and then submit the changes. Down below that, updating the existing student contact info. This would be maybe phone number, email, that kind of a thing. And again, you can walk through this, and when you're done, submit the changes. Updating billing info, which might be different than the above. Same thing. Follow the guide, and it will walk you through that. So that covers the desktop, and really quickly the quick links. The last thing we'll talk about is the full menu bar, which I'll click this. It'll probably look something like this when you first click into it. There's the home menu. You'll see the messages menu. Less important. There's other settings here, contact and info settings. You can kind of explore that. The lunch menu we're not using yet. I'm going to go over just a couple things. One, on the billing. If you open the billing up, you'll see links you've seen before. The account AR, which is the same that was on the quick link. So that would take you to that. Contracts would be our full tuition charges, or whatever mostly the tuition and enrollment charges for the year. So if you want to take a look at that, that's not the account balance, but that is, what your total charges will be at the end of the year. Reoccurring payments. If you want to set up a reoccurring payment, I do have a few people that do that. You just don't want to mess with coming in here and on such and such a day and time, I want to do an ACH or do a credit card payment. You would click this. I'm not going to do that. There's really nothing on the page. Well, I'll show you one thing real quick. Is you come to a page like this, and you're going to select accounts. All right. And depending upon your situation, there'll be one or more than one account. You select the account and then you set up your payment. Going back to this menu, going to close the billing. We're going to go down to classes. You have schedule. That's more like a traditional school if a child had, first class, 7 classes a day, 7 periods a day, kind of a thing. We really don't use that here. There might be at some point in the future we might, because there are some classes that are certain days and a time. So we might have that loaded at some point, but at the moment it doesn't do any good. Homework, we send homework home in a paper copy. So we do not use the homework here. Attendance, you can check, if you want to, you can check attendance. Again, there's nothing loaded here, so I'm not going to go into here. The final thing is grades. There isn't anything loaded here either, but I'll just go ahead and click it. And you'll see on the, what I would call the desktop on the top left, you'll see there's only one student. If you had more than one child enrolled, you click the drop-down menu, select it, and you can choose from a detail or a progress report. There is nothing loaded, but whatever was there, you could print it. The progress report should be the same as our supervisor progress report. And the one thing that I will say that I think is very important is understanding how our system works. When you get a report card and you see, I'll say my name, Troy, Troy got, a B+ in math. Hey, good job. You compliment your son and you say, that's great. But because of our system, it is a mastery based, and it is a work at your own pace. Students can advance at different rates. So if you look at this chart, we have a student's grade level. The student is in 7th grade, we'll say. And then we have their academic level, which is determined by the last 2 numbers on the pace. So if you look at this chart, let's say I am in 8th grade this year, and I am in pace number 1087, number 87. So I am right here. What that tells you is we're now in the 3rd quarter. We're nearing the end of the 3rd quarter. So I'm a little behind in math. I'm at the end of the 1st quarter in math. Let's say I started at 1085. So I really haven't done much if that's the case, because in 3 quarters, I've done 3 paces. You need to do 12. I would need to be, if I started at 1085, I would need to be at 1096 to go into 9th grade. So this chart tells you not only at the grade level, what their academic level is. So if you know your child is in 8th grade, but they're working in 1074 or in 1098, you know their academic level is different than their grade level. What you want to see is they're doing 12 paces a year in the core subjects: math, science, English, social studies. There are some unique courses such as Lit, which is not 12. They run less than that. The teachers can explain those in the parent conferences. And in high school, there are some that are half credit courses. Those are only 6 because they only go half a year, or in theory, they're to be done in half a year. So this is a really good way to look at their pace numbers and determine exactly where they are. And what you want to see is wherever they started, that they have done at least 12 or more, because that's how they move ahead. If you ever see this and you do not have a copy of this, contact me. I will email it to you. I highly recommend that you keep it handy. And you can even, get one a year and track your child's progress through the year. So that's an important thing to keep track of. So keep all that in mind when you're on this page and you're looking at the progress report and the detail report, which again, you can print. Now, I've gone over this pretty quickly. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask, but I'm hoping it helps you navigate this page. And if it generates some more questions, shoot me a question. I would email me. You can message me through here, but I would highly recommend that you email me, because that's I'm going to see that immediately. All right. Or Facebook me. Some of you Facebook me. If you think it's important enough, you can Facebook me and I can take care of it that way. All right. So thank you very much. Any questions, please do not hesitate to ask, and look for more videos coming up.